Well, hello, and thanks for joining the Frosty Sith channel today. Stay tuned, and we're gonna pick some tomatoes from the garden and get them ready to freeze dry. Alright, we went out and picked a bunch of tomatoes from the garden today, and that's what we're going to be using in today's freeze dry. So we're going to be slicing and dicing a lot of these pear tomatoes and grape tomatoes and big tomatoes and getting them in the freeze dryer. Let's go get them washed up and cut up and going. Alright, so first things first, we're going to get these rinsed and washed. Yummy. Alright, that's one tray down and more to go into the freezer. Alright, there's tray number 2. Got some Roma paste tomatoes and the last of the yellow pears and the little grape tomatoes. Time to get them in the freezer. Alright, tray number 3, that's the last of the Roma paste tomatoes. And we did a few of the slicing tomatoes. This is the first time that we've done tomatoes, so I think we're going to call it there with 3 trays. We're going to call it quits. And maybe do some cucumbers or some seasoning Trinity mix. You know, like chopped celery and onions and pepper. Something to go in the 4th tray while we're running the freeze dry cycle. So these aren't completely frozen yet, so we're gonna, when we start the freeze dryer, we're gonna tell it that they're not frozen, and then it's gonna go through a full freeze cycle before it freeze dries them. Alright, we'll turn that on and get it going and come back when it's finished. Alright, so I actually went ahead and just turned the machine off to save us some noise. So let's see how this worked out. So we had the wild card tray that we filled with cucumbers. They feel crispy. They taste like cucumbers. Be good in some cucumber coolers. So here's some tomatoes. Yep, they're definitely dry. They look good. And here are some of the Romas and pear cherry tomatoes. They feel dry. Loaded with flavor. All the flavors just get concentrated. And these definitely feel dry too. Yummy. Well, let's get these bagged up for storage. All right, so we got all that packed up. We ended up with about 3 packages, and I didn't put an oxygen absorber in this one because I imagine these are going to be eaten pretty quickly by the rest of the gang here in the household, just as taste tests. I did pack up a couple more, and I'll seal these so that we can use them later this winter when tomatoes are not in season. And then the Romas, I filled about half a bag, and we've got more Roma tomatoes producing right now, and so I'll probably wait to seal this until we run another batch, because after tasting these, we're definitely going to be running another batch of tomatoes. And even the slicers turned out just excellent, and I'm not sure after tasting these if this wouldn't work in the winter on like a caprese salad with mozzarella and basil. Because it's freeze dried, it'll probably soak up you know, the balsamic vinegar and oil a little bit, but I'm not sure that's a bad thing. So anyway, we're definitely going to do some more of the slicers as well, but right now we're going to seal up a few of these bags. So and on the cucumbers, these just have a wonderful flavor, and I actually laid out a few of these, and I'm going to be adding them to my water that you guys probably see me around here with, and just see if they really do transfer that great cucumber flavor into the water like they were fresh, but I'm suspecting they will because they're just packed with flavor. Well, thanks for joining me today for the video. The tomatoes turned out excellent. They're super tasty. I can't wait to use them in backcountry recipes. So stay tuned to the channel for more recipes coming up. And whenever you can, get up, get out, live a little. See ya. Okay, so we are out at a cabin in Wyoming, and we've used some of the freeze-dried taco meat. We've rehydrated it and added a little bit of cheese to it, and now we're just gonna make some tortillas, add a little bit of sour cream, roll them up, and good to go.